Hello, I put together this faculty tutorial so that we could get an idea of some of the visual differences between the discussion board in our current version, our Service Pack 6, and then the new Service Pack that we're going to go to. Those of you familiar with Blackboard and the discussion board have seen this before. This is the old version, what we currently have right now. So if I just clicked on one of these areas, I'm just going to pull up something that I'm going to show you in another screen. So here's a particular thread that I put in. You have information about me, the thread title. You have all your various buttons of things that you can do with, anything from reply, quote, edit. You can flag things, you can delete things as the instructor. And then in order to access individual student posts to see what somebody else said, I literally have to go down here into this tree, pull up the next one, and then what did the next person say? This is this individual responding, and then that person coming back. So that's, we're used to kind of seeing this. So let me show you the difference. So here is, let me go back a screen here. This is the same course. I think it might be a different section, but here's that same thread. Notice that the author has, I have this as the picture from my faculty information, so you have a little visual reference that's going to pop up again. Your unread post, you have this kind of light blue circle to show anything that maybe you need to get some information on or that's available that you have not seen yet. So when we open it up, kind of the same thing. We have some different items here. The message action took a lot of those things that used to be left to right in the previous screen. They put them in a little drop-down menu. You also get information on the number of posts that are in this thread, and of those posts, how many you or whoever is on the screen at the time has not read. At this time, we have the individual who has posted this. If there is a picture on file, that shows up. There's the initial post. You have your various choices down here on the bottom. That normally was on this side in the old version, so that visually is different. Functionality is the same. So here's the first person to have posted to this. And notice that besides these buttons, you also have email author. So rather than having to go to your menu, go into communication, email, select single user, that type of a thing, it's a lot faster. You can just go right from here. This uses the same functional feature as we had before through communication. So again, following this little item here means that this person is the manager of this particular thread or the owner of this thread. There's some additional people posting. Again, anytime it goes beyond me, somebody else posts, I have an email author type of a choice. Okay? So as you work your way all the way down, I kind of like the picture deal. If everybody else had a picture set up, I think that would be kind of nice. That would kind of give you that visual reference and name with the face type of a thing, which can be a nice connection point for somebody who's taking classes online. So that's probably, visually, that's the major difference. So let's talk a little bit about the other side as opposed to reading. How does it look like when you are creating a new thread in a discussion board? Click on Create. This forum description, this is whatever you put in that discussion board for the description. That pops up right here at the top. Just like you had before, you can actually pull something off of your computer. You can get something from the content collection. You can create something here on the fly. I do want to show you a couple of pieces of your toolbar here. So let's say we're going to call it a test post. This is a test BB post. Okay, so if I'm done, I can just go ahead and hit submit like normal. I have the ability to adjust some things as far as color. I can adjust font and size. I can underline, italicize, and bold. That's what these characters are here. Also, if I wanted to hyperlink something, once I select, notice that this little chain here, which stands for inserting a hyperlink, I could do that. I could also bust a link here. Also, some things over to the side. This gives you a full screen type of an image. There's some help here. This is something else for those of you that do a lot of things actually in here from an editing point of view. Again, I just took this double arrow down and clicked on this. This gives you much more of a robust toolbar for you to do various things. So it's a much more robust text editor than we have ever had before. You got spell checks, you can do some indentations for paragraphs, HTML documents, a lot of those other things, webcam here, attach a file, all kinds, got emoticons, various types of symbols, all kinds of different things. So obviously you need to experiment with it, and depending on how you put things together in the discussion board, I think you'll find this relatively easy to use, but you just have to play with it for a little bit. So at this point I just click submit, and we now have my test post is in here, and notice the setup again as to what it looks like. I'm the one who's the author, so it does have my picture. Since this came from me, it's not an unread post by me, but if a student logs into this, this will show up as an unread post for them. So pretty easy to use. Visually doesn't look a lot different, but there are a couple of features that I actually like with that text editor menu, and things like the photo. I think that's kind of a nice touch for those people that include the photo. And I do like the ability, like I showed before, of when you do have that thread that has a lot of posts with it, they're all kind of in line. And I think that works well, in the ability to email the author if you need to talk to them about something that you're not going to post out onto the board. You can still, the reply quote piece that you have the ability to do like you did before. That's not really any different. So I thought we'd take just a minute or two and look at the student side of the board. So I'm in as a student now, not as myself. And if you see up here, we're here as the student. We have these items here of activity, things that have gone on in 84 different places for this particular student. Of course, this is the test student, so the person's really busy. Discussion board number 1, just go in here. This person, if they needed to respond to any of these threads in here, click on it like you would have before. You have your particular options here. Reply quote, like we've had before. Looks like delete is going to be an option. I don't know that we'll have this turned on. It might just be because I have the access that I have here. But as Barb student, I'm thinking reply quote edit might be something that we allow them to edit their posts. I don't know where we're going forward with that. But all I would do is either hit reply or quote as a student. Again, I get that nice rich text editor here, and I can do what I need to do, and I have the same options. I can put videos in here, I can put images, I can put attachments, I can get fancy with my text editing and bold and italicize and do things with colors and whatever I need to do. I can also attach files from various places, so I'll just hit submit, and now we see the post in here. Well, I guess I'm in here as myself even. Barb's student is a fake student, it's not a real student, so that's probably why these particular options are still here. So, pretty easy to do from there. If they wanted to create a thread themselves, if that's something that they do, it works the same way as it does for the faculty. They click on create thread, they give a title to the thread, they have that dialog box with all the nice text editing features, and then again they would hit submit. So not really complicated. I don't think it's going to be a huge learning curve for students and faculty. I think it'll work relatively smooth. I think tutorials will be pretty easy to do.